Noach was a big tzaddik. From his Kabbalah till his Visa. Noach was a big tzaddik. The Kabbalah is the picture. Noach was a big tzaddik. Noach was a big tzaddik. From his Kabbalah till his Visa. Noach was a big tzaddik. Every tzaddik. Big
Chaver B'ezrat Hashem, the beat drop is us learning. So, and us praying. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's enjoying their lunch, their breakfast, the whole thing. A tefillah b'shem Kol Yisrael for Reika Malka Bas Fega, Yona Bas Basia, Shir Bas Basia, Sinai Reuven ben Mani, Pesach Reuven ben Yosef Asara, Tova Bas Peril, and Eloi Nishmat Yudi Bracha Bas Nechemia. May our neshama have an aliyah. B'shem Kol Yisrael, loving God, help us eat in holiness and purity with no physical desire whatsoever. Give us the power to arouse the light of the 28 holy letters of creation, which are clothed in everything in the world. May all of our enjoyment of everything we eat or drink come only from the light of the holy letters contained in it. L'maisa, Chevra, L'maisa. This is L'maisa. Through this, give us a good heart. Let our heart radiate with great holiness through enjoying and being nourished only by the light of the letters that power the act of creation and are contained in all things. Help us and guard us from ever benefiting from this world without saying a blessing. Let us recite the appropriate blessings before and after everything we eat and drink with intense concentration and with the sole intention of blessing your great and holy name in holiness and purity. However, the what we just read, I got it was a nice pinch. It was a nice pinch last night. I don't know about you guys, but something that I struggle with, is sometimes just not being totally present with saying the name of Hashem, right? It's something that is part of the mumbling or whatnot. But it's such a big deal that we're saying Hashem. It's like the biggest deal in the world. And then a video came up on my YouTube feed of the Yenuka, which he spoke about the importance. I think someone asked him, what is the most important thing in serving Hashem? And he quoted this Gemara and Brachot, Lamed Hey Amud Aleph, and then he gave a whole 4-minute, answer on the importance of saying the name of Hashem in purity and holiness, and not saying his name in vain. Anyways, very, very cool stuff. I'll send all 4 of you the video. Okay, halacha l'maisa. Link in the description. Yeah. Is the beat mamish? Guy, the chat. I don't think the chat comes up for the recording, but link in the description below. And for our half viewer, we'll send the link there. Love it. It is forbidden to begin the nighttime reading of a Megillah before nightfall, even if one is in great distress due to the fast. However, he may partake of a small amount of food or drink before the Megillah reading. It says here in the footnote, according to Moshe Feinstein, if there is a concern that there may be someone in the congregation who finds it difficult to wait because of the fast, the congregation should pray Mariv early enough so that they will finish by 41 minutes after sunset in the New York area, after which the person may eat something before hearing the Megillah. And then it continues the halacha, such as coffee or the like, in order to be strengthened a bit from the weakness of the fast. But I think it's he should. It says here in the footnote, even if one is in great distress due to the fast, however, he may partake of a small amount of food and drink. It says here in the footnote, all right. However, one may not eat before fulfilling the mitzvah of hearing the Megillah. All right, that's Mishnah Berurah. So it's best if we don't. And it says, it continues, he should not eat more than an egg's volume. Mamish, approximately 2 ounces. Just like a mamish, a shtickle to hold this over. But anyways, Lamaisa, we should try our best not to eat. So chapter 2, Mishnah 8. I think I'm looking in the Pirkei Avot in the art scroll, and it seems like the breast of one is combining multiple Mishnayot together. I'm not sure. This is a longer one. There's a lot to take away from it. I'm on great. This is stealing Torah. Mamish. This is the actual stealing Torah. We're in business. We're busy. I have no time for Torah. But here we go. This is it. Mamish living it. Mamish living it. Okay, this is hype. So we'll get to it. A lot to get into. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai received the tradition from Hillel and Shammai. He used to say, Chaver, this is the biggest line in all of Shas. Mamish, the biggest line in all of Shas. If you have learned much Torah, do not take credit, for this is why you were created. We'll see it again. This is huge. This is massive. You've learned much Torah. Do not take the credit, for this is why you were created. This just takes the ego and just flattens it, mamish. We could learn 24 hours in a day. But what's the chiddush? Right? It's amazing. But this is why we're created, to connect to life. Like we said yesterday in yesterday's Mishnah, we said he who requires words of Torah requires for himself life in the world to come. Like this is what we're trying to experience the world to come in this world. Like the Chabad Rebbe on campus in IDC says, Olam Haba is an Olam Haza. We just got to reveal it. It's mamish here. This is Olam Haba, this world. So this is it. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai had 5 disciples. They were, so this is Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, 5 disciples. They were Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkenes, Rabbi Yoshua ben Chananya, Rabbi Yosei Cohen, Rabbi Shimon ben Netanel, and Rabbi Elazar ben getting it? Ben Arach. Okay. He used to recount their praises. Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkenes is well-sealed cistern that does not lose a drop. Interesting. Rabbi Yeshua, happy is she who gave birth to him. Happy is she who gave birth to Rabbi Yeshua. Amazing. And we'll get to that in a minute. Rabbi Yossi is a pious man. Rabbi Shimon ben Netanel fears sin. Rabbi Yazar ben Arach is an overflowing spring. He used to say, if all the sages of Israel were on one side of the scale and Eliezer ben Horkenes were on the other, he would outweigh them all. Just showing the greatness of these Tzaddikim. The greatness of these Tzaddikim. Abba Shaul said in his name, if all the sages of Israel, including Rabbi Yazar ben Horkenes, were on the side or on one side of the scale, and Rabbi Yazar ben Arach were on the other, Rabbi Yazar ben Arach would outweigh them all. Unbelievable stuff. Don't really know how to interpret that, but just showing like the amazingness of these people and Tzaddikim. Zrat Hashem. So there's 2 things that we want to touch upon. Number 1, Rabbi Yeshua. Happy is she who gave birth to him. So Rav Nassan once heard from Rav Nachman that when a student of Torah formulates original Torah ideas, it is extremely beneficial to his father and mother. And this is later written in the Likutei Moharan and the Tzaddik book, if you guys have it. So that's just one pshat. A second is a story. And hopefully we could just get fired up from the story. It was Rabbi Nachman.
Jack, that's what they say about your mother.
You're so nice. Oy vey, Zois Hanukkah. Zois Hanukkah. It was Rabbi Nachman's custom to spend the night of Pesach Seder alone with his wife and family. However, this is a fire story. Can you imagine a Pesach Seder by Rabbi Nachman? What that was like? During the first year, when Rav Nassim became his follower, Rabbi Nachman spent Pesach in Medavetka. Wow, I think I just pronounced that right. I don't know, Medavetka. Crazy spelling. It's like Mezhebush. Do we actually know? Like, if you show some random stranger the Mezhebush, it's just random. Here it's okay. Anyways, having just celebrated there the marriage of his daughter Sarah, because of the distance, Rav Nassim could not return in time and therefore spent Pesach near the Rebbe. Good bit by Rav Nassim, by the way. I would do the same. I would make sure that I don't make the last bus in Tachna Merkazi to stay by Rav Nachman, to stay close to Rav Nachman. After the evening prayers in Rav Nachman's lodgings, everyone went home except for Rav Nassim, who was still reciting the Hallel prayer. As Rabbi Nachman sat down to the Seder with his family, he heard Rav Nassim's intensive and joyous prayers in an adjoining room. Instead of him, happy is she who gave birth to him. This was Rav Nachman to Rav Nassim. Anyways, just a nice insight. But, Chavra, just to take it home, I mean, this is like a little too long to read, but I guess let's just take home with the power of Tzaddikim, the power of clinging ourselves to Tzaddikim, right? Rav Nassim, we all know. I mean, we're just getting into a hint into the godless of Tzaddikim and the power and the teachings and the genius, right? Rav Nassim, they used to say that he would literally cancel all of his knowledge when he came to Rav Nachman. Right, he would go in with his simplicity, just to eat one word of Rav Nachman. All about is the captain's lead, mama mentality. But Rav Nassim would just cancel all of his dot just to be by Rav Nachman, to make himself into a vessel to receive from Rav Nachman. It's the same too we just see with the Tzaddikim. They're holding up the world. Mama, we're here to seek their advice. We're here to cling to them. And if you have learned much Torah, do not take the credit for this is why you were created.
I heard a nice story yesterday, Jack.
Yeah.
It's so Rav Schechter from YU. So yeah. his son's a big lamdan, Rav Shai Schechter. He just spoke in our shul, and I don't know. Someone told me this story that he was learning it in the mirror for a number of years, and he had a connection with Rav Nassim Tzvi Finkel, and before he left, he was going back to the States, and before he left to go back to the States, Rav Nassim Tzvi Finkel called him to his office, and he was thinking to himself, I don't know, like maybe he's gonna give me a shit off, like he wasn't sure like what he was gonna do, and he basically said to him, Where are you going when you go back to the States? What are you going to be doing? And he said, I'm going to Lakewood. And he basically told him, I forbid you to go to Lakewood. He's like, not that there's anything wrong with Lakewood. He's like, you're going back to YU, going back to Yeshiva University, and you're going to sit by your father. And you're going to soak up as much Torah as you can from your father. And that's what happened. He went back to YU. He learned every single day with his dad for years. And now he's a big lamdan, big person. So just showing the power of getting connected and being in front of tzaddikim. And I guess Rav Nassim Tzvi Finkel knew this. He knew this about Rav Schechter.
Wow, it's a massive story.
Yeah,
that was the shir that Daniel sent me.
Yeah, I got to listen to it too. Apparently, it's amazing.
And also,
anti-Semitism.
Yeah, and amazing, and just to like, if Samson has anything to add, if not, all good. But just being here is everything.
Many things to add.
Rav Weinberger said this when he was in Israel, and we're by the Kivrei Tzaddikim, and I think he mentioned it in like one of his Hanukkah drashot recently. Is like when we're visiting Kivrei Tzaddikim, like what's the avoda there? Like what's really happening inside? And it's really the pneumius of visiting Kivrei Tzaddikim is trying to find the buried tzaddik within us, right? So like we read about like all these tzaddikim and their amazingness and their abilities and whatnot, but like we too like have that responsibility as well to go up from our levels and to go up from level to level to level always. And yeah, so it's just like also another thing to note just about like the tzaddikim.
We said earlier, it's a big idea, by the way. You said that it was very humbling that one shouldn't be mitpa'el because he has a Chedush in Torah. I don't know, repeat what you said is, I forgot the exact,
What about like the mother? Like once
No.
Like I said, don't get too high on yourself if you
because you learn Torah or something.
Yeah, because that's what you were put on this earth to do. That's your avoda.
It's the craziest statement ever.
Can you repeat the whole statement, like the official lashon?
Yeah, it says, if you have learned much Torah, do not take the credit, for this is why you were created.
Oh, devout. This is not at all is this a statement to get a person down on themselves. Rather, it is a statement to pick someone up. What do I mean by that? You can get very down and say, I learned Torah, so what are you saying? Not all my Torah means nothing? No, not at all. It means, wow, I learned Torah, and I learned a lot. Wow, I'm doing what I was born to do.
Wow.
There's a holy video of a dog, he sells fish. Dayag, it's called in Hebrew. And this Dayag is being interviewed, and everyone's seen the video, I hope. And he's asked in Hebrew, what do you do in life? And the Dayag says, I sell fish. And the interviewer says, and what is your dream in life? He says, to sell fish. Without a blink of an eye, and the interviewer says, Toda Rabba, and leave him alone. Friends, this is what we were put on earth to do. Aaron Ross, you just missed it, so I'll say the whole thing. We were put on this earth to sell fish. What does it mean to sell fish? A fish in Hebrew is a nun. And there's a holy Torah that we say by he bin so Aaron. He left, give out. This is all he needed. We say Vehi bin so Aaron. We know that there are two backwards nuns, and they're also upside down. The Torah goes, I don't know if it was Rabbi Nachman, there's different Hasidic masters that taught that the backwards nuns are to teach on the quality of a Jew that swims upstream. Because the quality of a Jew swims upstream. The quality of a Jew says, the whole world is telling me do X, Y, Z, and it's not kosher to Torah mitzvot, or it's permissible, but it doesn't exemplify the essential qualities of a Jew. I'm not going to do it. I swim upstream. It's okay. It's permissible, but I have more of I have a responsibility. So when we say we should understand that this is why we're put on earth. It should be a call to action. We can learn a lot of Torah, but have we brought it to the world? Have we brought that Torah into the world?
Right.
משהו כזה, לא יודע. יכול להיות שלא.
לא, אתה יודע. אתה יודע, כל השדות para.
יודע כלום. טוב.
Wow. You're gonna have to repeat the fish story for me.
I'll tell it to you tonight, okay?
Okay. Amazing.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Amazing. All right. I love you all.
Goodbye.
We shall be healthy, happy, and successful. 60 days until Purim, 1 day until Shabbos. We shall have a beautiful Shabbos and Gewalt, the covered Shabbos.